Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCGFAM show. So, we'll learn about gardening. Together, you and me. And for a while now, I've been talking about Nectar for the Gods, and I've been saying that we were going to talk about microbial teas, using the instant teas and brewing the teas up, and I keep saying I'm going to get to it, and I keep not getting to it. But today, we're getting to it. So let's get to it. First, let's recap. So, we've been going through the Spartan regimen, not the whole Nectar for the Gods line, just these 4 plus the pH up. That's the Spartan regimen. It's right here. We went through the whole thing. How much to use, the philosophy, how to mix it up, the pH, flushing, slurry test, all that stuff. Scott Ostrander came in, helped us out with that. So we got this down pretty much. So what's next? That's what I asked Scott. And what he said was that if you wanted to just use the nectar all by itself, you'd be more than fine. But if you want to start going beyond that, thinking about more advanced things, making things bigger and better, that you should start thinking about the microbial life in your soil and making it richer and more diverse. And so the first thing was SLF 100. So we went through that. There's a video about that. You can watch that. And then I said, well, what? I got that down. Okay, what's next? And he said, microbial teas. So let's talk about that, microbial teas. And to talk about microbial teas, you need to talk about compost, because compost is where it all kind of came from, the idea of it. And you probably know what compost is, but I'll describe it nonetheless. So what happens is when you got a garden, you take all the clippings and trimmings off the stuff and you throw it in a big pile, and you throw your food scraps in there and the dirt and all kinds of stuff, and then you keep turning that over with a shovel, and it starts to get a microbial action. There's some heat builds up, and microbes start eating microbes and start eating the food and the dirt and the clippings. And pretty soon, well, not pretty soon, it takes a little bit of time, all that stuff turns into this rich, black, earthy stuff that is an amazing fertilizer that people use for fertilizing their gardens since back in the day, thousands of years ago. I think it was at least thousands of years ago, probably even longer. People discovered this and did that. Anyway, but someone figured out that if you take that compost, put it in a bucket, fill the bucket with water, and then get you an air pump, put that down there, and a diffuser, and you push air through that from the bottom, loud, all that stuff starts to mingle and commingle and be fruitful and plentiful and make more bacteria. And it starts growing at an exponential rate, and pretty soon you've got this liquid that's just far greater than the original compost that you had. And that is compost tea. And that's pretty much what a microbial tea is, except that with the compost tea, what you're doing is taking all the random scraps from your table and your yard and throwing those into a big pile and making a random pile of microbes, which are good. But when you get a microbial tea, what you're getting is someone in a very scientific place with a very scientific type brain looking at what would be the best and most specific types of microbes for the task at hand. And that's what they do, is they create that in here. And then you take this, you pour some water in, and you got something very similar to your compost tea, very effective for making microbial life, but in a much simpler process. Or you can make your own microbial teas out of the specific stuff you're looking for. You can get you a bucket like this, and this is what we're going to do, is we're going to get a bucket, we're going to get the pump, we're going to get the diffuser, and some various hoses and bags and stuff like that. And then we're going to take some Alaskan humus, some worm castings, some Poseidonzyme, some Zeus juice, and some molasses. And we're going to put these all together and brew us up a tea. And then we'll also talk about different recipes, different kinds of teas, and we'll actually get into the basics of how to use those as part of your Nectar for the Gods regimen. So that's going to be next time. That was the show for today. I hope you learned something, and we'll get on with it next time. One more thing, though. This is Thursday when we're doing this, so tomorrow is Green Room Live, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping if any of y'all are here in town or nearby, that you'll come down to the Eugene location, 990 Garfield, and hang out with me and Santo Bonelli, who's going to be talking to us about Quest dehumidifier. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk, so hopefully you can come to that. And then next week, the Monday show, we'll be doing Monday show stuff. I think Chris is actually going to be here with the hot sauce, that kind of thing. So that'll be fun, pepper jelly, all that. And then Tuesday, we're going to get back on this tea thing. We're actually going to brew up some tea. So that's the show. And I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. For more information about anything on today's show, go to our website, OCGFAM.com. The OCGFAM show, it's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCGFAM show. See you tomorrow. It's Green Room Live. You should come.